I'm doing okay, I guess. I'm not used to interacting with so many people, though. Especially from such different backgrounds. You gotta understand, I've only been off my planet for a few years. Nikith aren't the most culturally enriched people out there. But even though it's a big change, I'm enjoying myself.
How'd you end up getting off your planet?
Long story short, after my first close encounter with an alien vibrator, I just had to know what else was out there. The Mary Celeste is so cool! I've been on other ships that can slip past sophisticated tracking technology, but her ability to actually generate a large stealth field at these speeds, it's unreal! It feels so right to be on a ship that matches my own talents in the art of infiltration. We're practically made for each other.
Taron, are you getting the hots for me ship?
If you hadn't noticed, I kind of have a thing for inanimate objects. The hum of her engines is just so comforting, and the vibrations help me, sleep better. You want to know about my FAP routine? Are we talking the amount of sessions in general, or how many times I come in a day? I don't keep exact numbers because, frankly, with my inclinations, it's not really even possible in the first place. But I tend to roll with a 5-to-1 ratio.
I'm going to have to ask for a finger sniff verification.
Go right ahead. You're welcome to lick them, too. To be honest, this is really weird for me. I'm only used to being with other girls. You're the only exception I make, or have ever made, for that matter. I certainly had the chance, but I just wasn't into those guys enough to go for it, I guess. That changed in a big way when I met you.
You know what? I'm proud I could be the tour guide for your first trip up Mount Cock.
Same here, Captain. Oh, wow. That really didn't work, did it?
How long were you on my ship before we met?
Oh, it's tough to say. I was working so hard that I kind of, lost track of time.
And how many times did you sneak into my quarters?
It was just that once. Honestly, I tried so hard to avoid that part of the ship because, well, I knew what would happen. But there was this loose paneling I was worried about right next to your windows. So one thing kind of led to another, and here we are. But hey, at least I inspected the paneling first. It passed galactic spacefaring safety regulations, by the way.
You know, you told me why you left your planet, but not how you got off it.
Well, how I got off it goes back to how I got off on it. You remember I told you about finding that vibrator, right? I kind of, stole it from a tourist.
You swiped a lady's box buzzer? That's uncalled for.
Captain, I don't think you understand how things work on my planet. We don't have stealing there. Everything is basically community property. You just take what you want when you want it. Simple.
But don't you guys have stuff that's valuable? Or something that's important to you?
Of course we do. But with something like that, it's your responsibility to keep your eyes on it. Oh, for example, one of my 29 brothers had this stone axe he really liked. This fat dude that lived next to us kept taking it to cut wood. My bro hated having to walk all the way over there every time he needed it back, so he started fucking the guy's wife.
How exactly did that solve the situation?
I mean, after the 5th time, the guy got the message. Take my axe, I fuck your wife. Pretty simple. He didn't like the sight of this handsome, young, and hung dude dicking down his missus, so he made his own axe.
Wait, are you saying even married ladies are community property on your planet?
No, Captain. That would be incredibly sexist. everyone fucks whoever they want. Anyways, you're getting me off track. Okay, so getting back to the tourism stuff. Most people that came to our planet just wanted to see the sights, but we get a lot of merchants as well.
If your people aren't that interested in technology, what kind of stuff did they import?
Solar cock, obviously. The gigolo business was insane back home. Plus, a lot of guys that came to my planet were just giving dick away.
I don't think I ever heard of reverse sex tourism before.
Well, you have now. Man, I remember entire ships full of solars arriving and creating these dick-feeding frenzies that went on for days. I stayed away for the most part due to the whole gash-gobbling thing, but one of the boys brought some toys with him. I was more interested in those, so I swiped the vibrator when I got a chance. I brought it home and just went fucking crazy with it. We're talking a 2-day marathon of masturbation, Captain. That was when I fell in love with technology. I knew I had to get off the planet and find more of these things.
Did you hop a ride on the shuttle then?
Actually, the guy the vibrator belonged to? Well, it's a long story. I'll tell you some other time.
You ready to tell me about how you left the homeworld and started a life of crime?
Yeah, I guess we could talk about it. Remember that guy I stole the vibrator from? Turns out he wasn't some solar gigolo. He was actually the captain of his own ship, and he had a whole crew of thieves that worked big scores together. It also turns out that vibrator was so luxurious that it had a built-in GPS. I was lying in my hut, post-detonation, when I opened my eyes and saw him standing over me.
Oh shit! Did you throw down? I suppose it wouldn't be the first time you fought someone drenched in your own cum.
No, actually, he wasn't even mad. He just started laughing. He told me that if I was good enough to steal from him, he had a job for me. Things went pretty fast after that. I boarded his ship, joined his crew, and they started teaching me everything I needed to know. All the tricks of the trade. It was easy at first. Pickpocketing senators, catfishing chut crime lords, all that good stuff. Then I graduated up into burglary and the occasional art theft. Pretty soon after, I helped them pull off a bunch of high-end jobs, and we were practically rolling in the booty. Of the loot kind, you know, not the ass kind.
I figured. So that's how you became a pro, eh?
Yep. The problem was, I got too good. After a while there just wasn't anything else they could teach me. I earned my spot as the MVP, but they still treated me like the new kid on the team. Pretty demeaning. I hate that feeling. Like you're being taken for granted.
That's why you left?
Well, actually, there was a bigger reason. But I gotta do my rounds, Cap.
Hey, Taron. I was thinking about your story today. You mind telling me why you ended up leaving your crew?
Sure, Captain. But I want you to understand something. There's a reason why this all goes back to my first vibrator. I never had a real orgasm before that. I was with a few different girls. I tried to make it happen myself, but I just couldn't do it. I'm such a sexual person, and it just made me feel so lost. Like I was trying to reach the oasis of cum in the middle of a desert, but I just couldn't get there no matter what I tried. Less than 30 seconds with that toy, and I felt complete bliss. It changed my life. I could even get off by myself and with other people after that. It was like I wasn't defective anymore. But after it happened, I also felt kind of terrible.
Like guilty?
No, I felt terrible for every other woman in the galaxy that was like me. And I worried that they might never find a way to fix themselves. I didn't want anyone else to have to suffer like I did. I came up with a plan to steal all the greatest sex toys in Prodigium hidden in the Imperium vaults and in greedy private collections. But I knew if I wanted to pull it off, I'd have to go independent.
Why couldn't you count on your crew?
Those guys were cool at the start, but the more loot we got, the more dickish they all became. The egos on that ship got so big that I felt like I was suffocating. And you know what the worst part of it is? I'm the reason we were so successful. I was doing all the scouting, all the planning, and most of the dirty work by myself. I was young and stupid back then, but I know it was a classic abusive relationship now. They knew they were nothing without me, so they treated me like shit and tried to ruin my self-esteem so I wouldn't leave. Didn't work for long, though. I took off with my share of the loot, and they've been looking for me ever since. That's why I couldn't involve them with my grand sex toy liberation plan. All they cared about was money. I wanted those for something greater, to make my dream of helping people come true.
What were you going to do?
It doesn't matter. The revolution is more important now. Besides, I still haven't found the crown jewel of the collection. It would take a lot of work, and the last thing I need on this ship is more distractions.
Taron, just because the revolution is more important doesn't mean this isn't. If you want to go after this thing, find it. And then find me. We'll make it happen.
Really? Captain! Wow! That's amazing! Thank you so much. I won't let either of us down.